We are very happy to see you here. Similar story happened, and this is a story of the, if there's a story. In Genesis 14, yes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. There was a couple of things, not just fever. Let's say there was a running script last week. Let's call it like this. And in Genesis 14, the Bible tells us that there is a war between the 4 kings and the 5 kings, the 4 kings of Babylon. Yes, and the 5 kings that are sitting around this area, land of Canaan. They are standing under slavery conditions. Good morning, Fernando. We are very happy that you're here. Very happy. And eventually, this situation of 4 development or tyranny against civilization, the 5, with the potential of the temple, Abraham participates because Lot, his nephew, is being taken, yes, is being kidnapped. So he goes and participates this war, and civilization, in a way, continues. Yes? So this is the same, in a way, happening also these days, yes? Tyranny, insanity, try to delete civilization. This is the story here. Or this is what is happening. All the time, all year. People do not know, not know in terms of never experience is how to live in a place that life of civilians are threatened 24/7. Yes, this is what it means to live here, on the sword. And because there's a sense of life in jeopardy all the time, there's also deep appreciation for life, because it's not for granted. That schools are open every day, and there's like cycles for children afternoon, and just this is what happens, and there's no threat in no frontier. No, 24/7 threats. From the sea, from the mountain, from the valley, from the desert. Yes? 7 states shooting at the same time. Show me one country in the world that tolerant this, to be shot from 7 states at the same time. And people continue to live. People do not have complaints. This is what happens here. Yes, and the West is in a, how shall I, beauty sleep, sleeping beauty. Like Europe. Yes, with the Chamberlain peace. Yes, nobody is alone. Just to notice there is a threat for civilization. Yes, interestingly, Israel sits, yes, between the tyranny and the West. It sits in the middle. Yeah. And this is not a different part from those conversations. Yes, this is the Hebrew. To tell the truth. To tell the truth. This is the truth. Rodrigo, good morning. If you have questions, Pixidis, Fernando, Rodrigo, Yanis, Sandra, Cindy, friends on YouTube, open and ask your questions. Genesis 14 is not historical chapter. Yes, this is a description how tyranny tries to take civilization or delete civilization. This is what Nimrod tried to, when he tried to kill Abraham. Yes? Abraham was the beginning of civilization. Shalom, shalom. Good to see you here. Yes. Yes, rhyme and reason. Yes. Need to restore. Yes. Rhyme and reason. Yes. Yes. Yes, there is a verse in Genesis 14 that Abraham counts his men, so to speak. So there are 318. Yes? Yes, 318. This is not just men, but the power of conversation. This is conversation in Hebrew, siach. Yes? This is what finally, in a way, sets the tone. At the end of the chapter, Melchizedek, yes, Melchizedek, king of Jerusalem, offers bread and wine. Yes, and put it, this war, behind. Good morning, Felipe. We are very happy that you're here. Now, there is a beautiful lore about Abraham. Abraham leaves Ur Kasdim and walks, yes, continue to walk, and he reaches a place that in the lore they call it Sulama shel Tzor, Sulama shel Tzor, the ladder of Tzor. Tzor is a Phoenician city. You can locate it here if you wish, but it's not so much about the Phoenician culture. Here those are stuck letters. If you have something, at the moment it doesn't work. Sulama shel Tzor, the ladder of Tzor. Yes. Sulama shel Tzor. He reached this place, and he is stunned by the people of the place. Tzor is a city in our days in Lebanon. But Lebanon in Hebrew is not just a name of a modern state, It's just Lebanon, it means that the heart is 50. There's understanding. When Lev, yes, Lev is heart. When the heart is in the 50th gate, meaning there's full understanding, because Nun is not just a letter, but it has a value of 50. Nun, 50. So he arrives at this place, Sulama shel Tzor, and he prays to God and says the following: God, let me have, or let me be here with the people of this place. Yes, Sandra. Yes. Yehi chelki imahem. God, let my part or share be with those people. Let my share or my part will be with the people of Tzor. And then he says, why? They are plowing in the time of plowing. They are harvesting in the time of harvest. They are awakening with the sun. So they completely align with providence. Yes? They are plowing in a time of plowing, sowing in the times to sow. They are harvesting in a time of, yes, of harvest. And he just wishes that his share will be with them because they are living according to the divine. So, to leave tyranny, because in tyranny there is no providence, there is no recognition of a high power that maintains us all. A tyrann says, go bring, it doesn't matter what time it is, you have to go and bring. Tyranns can take any woman or child and abuse them, and the men cannot say anything because they're also butlers. Shalom Aniola. We are very happy that you're here. So Abraham was living a place of insanity. This is Ur Kasdim, a place of insanity. When people think or believe that they are kings, yes, Nimrod and his ministers, he was living this place. Also later his father. His father was a very angry man, all the time being angry. People who are angry all the time, it means they are bowing into their own, let's say, sense of power. This is why they're angry. People who are angry all the time, it means they are living in illusion of power. So Abraham left Ur Kasdim and then left Haran. Haran is a place of anger. Haran, anger. His father continued to dwell in Haran because this is his place, the place of anger. So there's fitting between the qualities and the place. But Abraham continues to walk and arrived to the ladder of Tzor, Sulama Shel Tzor. And he saw the people that they are living in harmony with the providence. So he asks, Yehi Chelki Imahem, let my share be with those people who are plowing in the time of plowing, harvesting in the time of harvest. Because they live with love in their heart. So the love is not just felt in the heart, but also in the deeds and in the temple. How life is being lived. This is what he asks. Not a life of tyranny when somebody can call somebody at 2 o'clock in the morning and command him and take him out of the house and abuse him. The Bible has a very beautiful language, almost not giving any details, but through the mathematics, the Bible opens much larger arena for us to learn from. Yes, not speaking so much about emotions, but the lens is broad. I believe that people in different times of their lives, maybe they had, even if they are born in Western countries, they met maybe people that exhibit some kind of tyranny or the sense of they know and they can use workers because they are the managers or so. Tyranny exists. Is something that crosses cultures and times. But there is an option, yes? There is an option. Just to quit and to go. This is why the Bible says, Be-Avraham. Yes, Behi-Baram, those are the generations of heaven and earth. The sages are saying, Behi-Baram. Please read the word in a different Behi Baram, in a different order, and then we say Be'avraham. Be'avraham, within Abraham, Abraham, the world is being created because he leaves tyranny behind. Yes, to leave tyranny behind. It's not so much of biological father. People tend to see this as like living biological parents or so, but to live in sanity first, Nimrod and Ur-Kasdim, and then living under the tyranny of anger. When someone is angry and demands everything because he's angry. Yes? I heard not once I was walking on a promenade and people are walking and they're speaking and they speak to each other and they say, I am angry about X, Y, Z. They express it to a third person, but they also express another sentence which says, since I'm angry about such an ABCD, they owe me EFG. Yes? So there's duality. They're angry, and somebody has to serve them with a dish. Yes? To ease their anger. Yes? I heard people speaking, not once. The elder generation. I am angry. And they think that they're gods, and somebody needs to serve them something to ease their anger. Yes? It's not just living the biological father, as people, very childish way to see. But to whom do you cater? To angry, to tyranny, to the fact that anytime anyone can bounce at your door and declare sanity. I mean, declare insanity and takes whatever he can from you. Yes, Rodrigo. Yes.
Eti,
Yes.
can you hear me?
Of course.
Good morning.
Good morning.
And
How do you do?
oh, I'm fine. Thank you very much. Today a beautiful day. It's a little bit cold, but it's okay. Eti,
Mm-hmm.
uh, since you mentioned the word angry,
Mm-hmm.
I just looking for this word in Ivrit, and I found two or three words here,
Yeah.
and I just asking to you to help me. How can I say? To find out the root of this word in Hebrew.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I found one which starts with Kof and Ein and Vav and then
Yeah.
Samach.
Kaas. Yes, kaas. Kaas.
Yes,
Mm.
and this cat, for example, I believe it's 156, the same of Joseph, right? And I just try to think about if the other side of the same coin or something like that, trying to meditate
Yeah.
the meaning of this. I don't know if you could expand this
Yes.
or another word, for example. I found another, I believe it's the same value of Gevurah, for example.
Mm-hmm.
I believe it's near gas,
Mm-hmm.
something like that,
Yes.
with Noon, Resh, Gimel, and Zain.
Mm-hmm.
And I just tried to follow you and try to, how can I say, discover and found the source of this anger.
Mm-hmm.
Try to, you explain to us, of course, you are already explained the selfish, the power, the sense of power, but just try to inside in the Hebrew words and try to open this and try to find the root or the source of this anger.
Mhm.
Thank you very much.
You're most welcome. Kaas. Kaas is angeria, they call it in the Babylonian Talmud. Being angry. Kaas. Kaf, Ein, Samech. Yes, they say in Hebrew, in 3 ways you can look into people's behavior and notice who they are. Please pay attention, because this is also one of the lenses that we can see how people are. Yes? In his pocket, kiso, meaning if he generous, kiso is pocket. Koso, his cup of wine, is he drinking, and his anger. They have, those 3 words have in common kaf, samech. Yes? Kiso, his pocket. In 3 ways we can see how, if this triangle, we can see what people are. Kiso, his pocket. Koso, his cup, how he drinks, if he drinks, and his anger, kaso. Yes? Anger. You have a triangle here. You can measure how, if you have a doubt about someone, how he relates to not just money, but to generosity, to drinking, and how is it with anger. This is what they say. In 3 ways a man is recognized: in his pocket, in his cup, and in his anger. Weinreb says something very, very beautiful about anger. There is another parallel word, almost sound parallel. Ke'ash. Ke'ash. Ash is, yes, ash. Ash is a moth. I don't know how to spell moth in English. Maybe someone can spell moth, not butterfly. Very good. Thank you. Yes. Yes. So the Bible says ke'ash, like a moth. Like a moth. Yes? And here is the word angry. Ka'as. So you see, ka'as, anger, and like a moth, it has the same letters. The only difference is samech and shin. Yes? Someone who is angry, he's like a moth. Moth comes at night. It's not butterfly. Yes? Butterfly. Maybe Fernando would like to speak about the butterfly. The butterfly symbolizes the soul, which is free in the daylight. Moth comes at night. So people who are angry all the time, they are like this moth. They have no existence, just for a moment, a dark moment. Yes, when people, what comes from them, yes, or how it happens. Yes, when something really crosses, anger is not something that bad because it says this is a border. But how often people, let's say, have this, let's say, furious or something, they steam out. If something happens, yes, and they steam, how fast they return to the to being, let's say, because anger is something of a making. Yes, this is not the situation of being. So how fast they turn to being, to presence, or they continue to dwell on the anger for years. This is something sick, sick. And if the people are angry very often, all the time, they have how do you say, anger episodes. Yes, this is stay far away from those people. People using anger as a mean of control of other people. Yes, it's work, bosses, yes, on their employees, parents over the children, children over the parents, husband and wife, neighbors. Yes, it comes in many faces. Yes, this is a mean to control others. Yeah, yeah. Instead of being angry, do the right thing. Yes. People sitting with other people being angry because they're so different and they cannot hold the same, let's say, values because the other one does not have any values. And they try to convince themselves that whatever, family, relative, friends from high school, and they get mad inside. They don't even say that they don't agree. And they continue to dwell while a quick step out of it would keep the horizon free for the butterfly. There's no need to sit with others and chew inside the discontent and the lack of values. And say to yourself that, okay, it's just a moment, just a holiday, just Friday evening, just a birthday. This is not just. Yes. There's no need to eat yourself from the inside. Just move. Questions. They say everyone who is angry is working for idolatry because it's a foreign god. Anger, when people are nourishing anger, it's like foreign god. Yes? Yeah. But disappointment comes from that people are dwelling in a certain place or certain people that are not with their, let's say, values. If this is the value and you go with your values, so you cut off unnecessary stuff. Yes? So if you live with the values, so this is the truth. So there's no heaviness and there's no disappointment because you don't expect from the other. Because you're related to, in a way, to your inner, like your inner was a body. From this comes the disappointment. People give a lot of importance for bodies. family members, friends from high school, or a lot of energy goes for this illusion and resources. A lot. You see, like in the Bible Belt, for instance, they have mega churches. Yeah, each one has a channel, millions of watchers. People speak with arrogance, with ignorance, and with anger. People think that they control the public that they're speaking to. Yes? The first mistake is to think that you can control someone, or you think that you know if he's worshipping idolatry. Yeah? Don't look at others. Cindy, don't look at others. Don't. Don't. Don't look at others. Don't try to control them. There is no other. Yeah? There isn't. Just cut the unnecessary stuff from your life, because this is a tumor. Stop, like babies. Babies, they are incapable of taking care of themselves. Yes, they need someone or adult, few adults around them to help them survive. They cannot clean themselves, feed themselves, navigate. But the baby grows, and many times, even decades after this baby grew up, he continues to think that those bodies that are hanging around him are nourishing him, are cleaning him, and so on. And it's not like this at all. Stop hanging your coats on others, excuses on others, because it's not true. If you want to walk, walk. If you want to move a city, move a city. Disappear. You don't owe any explanation to no one. You don't have to take care of the whole whatever community, C community, CH community. You don't, Cindy. You don't. You don't have to catering to the whole Christian world. You don't. And I didn't open even the topic of Christianity. I didn't even enter this door. And I do not wish to open it even. Go for your freedom, for values, and stop looking at others. Yes. Just stop looking at others, expect from others to do something for you. If you cannot go for your life, nobody can do this for you. Just no one. And stop expect from the neighbors to do something for you, family, related members, people at work. It will not come from there. Either you have the fire inside or not. Truth is something burning. Truth is a fire. It's a very positive fire. Only when people are burning inside, they're going forward. And to walk forward or go forward, it doesn't mean like to, sometimes it's to go, mean to leave a city or to leave a country, yes? But sometimes it's to move inside, but far from not positive relationship. Yes, yes. We are kind of that we like to nag and it's like, it's most people are nagging, yeah? They complain about the neighbor parking 2 centimeters off the white line. They complain about the weather, about the government, complain 24/7. But are doing nothing. Just by complaining, they're moving forward. I mean, not forwards, but in a way, they're going in a way backward to darkness. When you feel a burning fire, you will not waste any resource that you have about those small talk conversations about complaining who's parking where, yes, and which gossip is better. This is not life, this is death. Only when you feel this burning inside, you will be unstoppable. But as long as you don't feel this fire inside, you will people will continue to complain about the buses not coming on time or whatever, about family relatives. He, she did to me, but there's no movement forward. There's a beautiful a letter that Rilke wrote to a man who asked him about writing poetry, and he said, write only if you have to, meaning if this fire is that you cannot prevent yourself from it. Yes? When life are moving, are left behind with gravity, but we continue forward with a positive fire. Yes? Some people are dying from boredom. They are dying at the moment, meaning they are not waiting for the moment to come. By being bored, it means that they are dead. Yes. What, Sandra? What you ask about? You mean about what Rilke says to the young man about poetry? This is what you mean, Sandra? Yes. This guy was writing him and asking about poetry, and Rilke says only when you must, meaning is the fire in poetry writing is the fire. Yes, Pixidis. The fire comes and in front, and we are just writing the fire. This is what happens in the moment. Only if you have to. In a way, poets have no choice, just have no choice. It's not that I'm considering, many people I heard, arrogant people, I heard this saying so many times, in this kind of tone, maybe one day I will write a book about my life, and chanting themselves with this idea, maybe I perfume myself with a book. Of course, but experience shows that fire comes and you sit like a secretary and you just write. What comes, in a way, the fire has you, and this is what you do. You write a poem or write something else, and this is what you do, because the fire has it. Only if you have. So, and we are humble in a way, secretaries sit and write. We don't have any choice. We don't. And sometimes when there are, in a way, periods of not writing, comes the, how shall I say, the figure inside, the self-doer, the sense of self-doership, and beats you. Nay, you're not writing anymore. What's wrong with you? Of course, this is what the brain likes to abuse. The writing or the art does not come from the mechanical brain at all. This is just a machine, the CPU. Creativity does not come from there. So there's a lot of respect to it because we're not doing it. It just comes through and we just deliver it forward. This is why Rilke says only when you have to. You can unmute and speak if you wish, Fernando, Sandra, Cindy, Rodrigo. Big cities, maybe you can find a quote from Rilke. Yes. Yes, yes. Yes, you know it, Fernando. Yes, it's a strange fire. Yes. University. Yes. Yes, Sandra? Maybe you can click it and you can operate a mic.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. How do you do?
Wonderful, thank you. How are you feeling? You sound better.
Thank you. It's better. It was not easy week because many reasons, not just the fever, but it's like a script, It is funny because I always share it and say that we're just like actors, and when the script is running and things are happening, it comes through us. It was such an intensive week, and glad it's over and we are here. Yes.
Yeah, good, good.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't have anything in particular really to say, just that I wanted to say hi and
Thank you.
just
Thank
good
you
to hear
so
you today.
Thank you so much. Thank you. It is true. In Pixies put a quote, a future enters into us in order to transform itself in us long before it happens. That's correct. This is what happened the last week. Running scripts here. Yes. But the thing is that the more we feel the fire inside, the inner fire, this is the burning bush, and less catering to the brain, the mechanical CPU, the more we are in contact with this fire. This is a real fire, divine fire. The more our life is aligned with the cause of causes. Yes, and we care much less about what he says, she says, who goes to a party, who does not, appearance and all of those things. It just doesn't matter, does not exist. And the more we live with the divine fire, this is the closest thing to happiness and flourishing. Yes. 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 So the more we're in contact with this inner fire, and the inner fire, of course, has infinite faces. Sometimes it's to write, sometimes it's to listen to music or writing friends, but sometimes you can do something at home like casual sorting or something, and music or something comes, or name of a book is coming, and not to lose contact with this inner fire. Yes, never let your brain delude you. But this is, I say never, but this is the next moment. This is what the brain will do, delude us. Yes, tell us, you're not doing enough. Specifically from silence comes so much, so much. Yes, Fernando. Last week we were talking about the letter Tet. Yes, yes, I remember. Yes, I see something like fire. Mhm. The Tet means stove, good. And we can see that the yod inside. Yes, like in Sandra's drawing. Yes, Sandra drew this. Yes. The care for the inner yod, for the inner fire. Yes, yes. This is abbreviation of Yom Tov. Yes, Yom, day, is with yod, and Tov is Tet. The yod is already in the Tet. Yes, Cindy? Yes, yes, yes. This is it. This is why Noah had to put him on a leash. Yes, Noah had to put the dog on a leash. Fernando, Felipe, this song is ready. Yes, just to share it. Yes, our brain is like a dog. Yes. Once we move next to things, there's like aggravation. The brain thinks that this something outside belongs to it, and then comes the dance. lure us to believe that we have nothing to do with those people neighboring parking in non-parking area or whatever. And this is our business. Yes, this is an example of how the brain deludes us. This is why the Bible says at the moment of leaving Egypt, and any dog, yes, shall never split its tongue for you. Split the tongue, this is duality. Dog is also, yes, duality. But the dogs, why or when there is an exodus, yes, a dog cannot split its tongue, meaning the brain is neutralized once there's the enough fire, which is also the, so to speak, in the Greek mythology, Apollo's carriage, but in the Bible this is Elijah's carriage, yes? This is a divine fire. And no dog can arrive there. Carriage of fire. Any questions? So what did we learn today? Abraham wished, yes, to have his share among civilization, among people who are living with a divine fire in a relation to the divine fire, providence. Yehi chelki imahem, let my share be with them, not with anger of his father, or with people who use anger to control, not with tyranny. Then we were speaking about this triangle of how to see in people's behavior if they're trustworthy in their pocket, or see how people, not others, but how people, yes, relate to the pocket, kiss, to the cup, the way they drink, kos, and in their anger, kaas. And then we said that someone who is angry, not just steaming out, but very regularly, and it happens as we are steaming, but how fast do we return to being? Because this is something else. Anger is something of a making. This is a foreign god. So how fast we return to being clean, with no grudge. And then we were saying that somebody who is angry, yes, is like a moth, yes, opposite in a butterfly. Moth has wings as butterfly, but moth is not a butterfly. When butterfly, in a way, symbolizes the soul, the moth symbolizes something else, very dark. And then we continue to speak about the divine fire. This, in a way, if there's one concern, is to be this question, the divine fire, to be in contact with the divine fire. Not with a mechanical brain that insults, you're not good enough, you always do mistakes, you always fall, you'll never do it, and so on. This is, everybody has it. This is a mechanical, technical happening, but not to cater to it. Okay, stupid brain, stupid dog, take your bone and leave me. No, I'm not interested. This is the only life that's worth living, is to be in contact with this divine fire. Sometimes there's a like flare of the sun flare, you know. So there's a flares, you know, steaming out, but don't make a business out of it. Just steaming out for a moment, and then like a chimney. Yes, why on top of the building of the house there's a chimney to let this energy, yes, release. The house will not explode. Don't take it too seriously. Just don't worship this. It's just kind of a happening just for a moment. It's just steaming out, and people say to each other all kinds of things when they live together. It's quite fun, but it's so stupid. But this is how they they move on along the day. But anger is not something of like serious. Why? Because, or it's not real because it has a body. Yes, anger has a body. We feel when people are angry, their muscles get stiff and nothing can. We get sealed. Nothing can come in. Nobody hears. Nobody sees. Anger is a body. But since body do not exist, they appear and disappear. Also, anger is just something it's not real. It seems, yes, it has a body. It demands attention. Yeah, I'm important. I'm angry. Therefore, I deserve ABCD. I heard it, but it's not real. So if you see that it's not real, it's a barking dog. Okay, get your bone and leave me alone. You know. Any other questions? We are very happy that you came here. We appreciate the fact that you're coming here and you're listening and you're sharing those beautiful moments we call life together. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, and see you soon. If you have questions, write them here on Discord or use WhatsApp if you need, but here you have everything that we need. If you have something, if you have a question, a quote, a sharing, just share here on Discord. Thank you so much, and shalom shalom. See you soon on Thursday or before if you have questions. Rodrigo, Cindy, Abigail, Eniola, Yanis, Fernando, Felipe, and Pixidis. Shavua Tov for all, and happy, good life with the divine fire.